YouTube. Happy Friday, friends. I just finished my leg day workout and taking my hair down did not make me look any more presentable. So it's going back up in a bun. I have a really important topic this morning. And this morning's topic is self-sabotage and weight loss. And this is a very important topic. I think it's going to help a lot of folks this morning. If you are joining, I want you guys to comment where you are from, how you found Gauge Girl Training, and please give this live stream a thumbs up. Welcome to the broadcast. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Christine Haranik, food scientist and chemical engineer. And I just had some protein oatmeal. Self-sabotage. Let's talk about it. How many of you get going on a fat loss program? You're making good progress. And then the next thing you know, you are sabotaging yourself. And you fall into this cycle, you fall into this habit, you fall into this pattern where you literally become your worst enemy. You literally become your worst enemy. And I want to reframe self-sabotage this morning. I want to reframe self-sabotage this morning because how many of you guys know that procrastination is actually a form of self-sabotage? How many of you guys know that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage? And it is the highest form of self-sabotage. It happens when you get afraid of going all in towards your goals. And it sounds really weird, right? Like, why would you be afraid to go all in towards your goals? You know that if you work harder, you know that if you dedicate yourself more, you know that if you make it a priority, that you're gonna get somewhere. But yet you're afraid. So you put it off and you put it off and you put it off. And you know that if you committed to going to the gym, you know that if you planned ahead with your meals, you know that if you said, you know what, okay, I'm not gonna drink, I am gonna eat healthy, you know that that would get you to where you want. But the thing is, your brain and your body associate fear of failure as a primal threat to your physical safety, to your mental safety, and your emotional safety. And we need to talk about fear. And this makes you actually want to avoid taking action because that threat feels so real at times. So who here has ever procrastinated towards getting healthier? You've procrastinated towards dialing it in. You keep telling yourself, I'll get to it, I'll get to it. I got a lot going on right now. Now's not a good time. And you put it off. When you know that if you were serious with yourself and you were honest with yourself, could you probably make some progress? Could you probably find a way? Could you probably even do a 10-minute workout, a 15-minute workout, a 20-minute workout? Probably. But yet your brain has this fear of failure. You have this fear of failure and it's jacking up your whole wiring of your brain. And here's the thing. It's not until the fear of failure, of not getting these things done, exceeds your fear of failure that you're able to motivate yourself to take action. So here's what I mean. You need to get to the headspace that says, you know what? I'm afraid that if I don't start eating healthy, that if I don't start working out, I'm gonna have some serious problems. And those problems don't usually feel real. They feel like an illusion. We know that an unhealthy lifestyle could lead to chronic diseases. We know that it could lead to, oh my gosh, you guys, everything from type 2 diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all those things. But those threats don't feel real to you right now in this moment. But it's not until that fear of not getting these things done overcomes the fear that you have of failing that you're actually going to be able to make some progress. And the thing is, if your goals don't have a set end date, they're not going to get done. It's not about forcing yourself to try harder. It's about healing that fear of failure at its root. And who watching this right now can be honest with yourself and be like, you know what, Christine, you are right. I do have a fear of failure. I am afraid I'm gonna try and I'm not gonna get anywhere. I'm afraid that I'm going to waste a lot of time. I'm gonna waste a lot of energy. I'm gonna waste money and nothing's gonna happen. But at the end of the day, you know that the only way for things to happen is for you to apply yourself. The only way for things to happen is for you to take action. The only way for you to have that type of success is you need to get out of this cycle of telling yourself that failure is an option. Does that make sense? One thing that really helps me keep going when I'm having tough days, tough weeks, tough months, tough seasons in life, one thing that tremendously helps me is I tell myself that failure is not an option. You either learn or you grow. Like, no matter what type of mistake you've made, failure is opportunities to learn. It's opportunities to collect more data, collect more information, and approach things differently next time. And I think there's too many of us that have a tendency to get stuck in these cycles. We get stuck in these cycles. And I want you to ask yourself this one question. Where does this fear that I have come from? Are you afraid of success? Some people are. Are you afraid of being judged? Are you afraid of conflict? Let me give you an example. Let's walk down that path. If you're procrastinating starting on your health goals, and the reason for that is you have a fear of a future potential conflict. Simple example. You're on a program, you have a workout, and there's a conflict with your social life. There's a conflict with a family gathering. There's a conflict with a girls' trip, a weekend away with you and your partner where you want to be able to eat whatever you want to eat, drink whatever you want to drink, do whatever you want to do, right? And you anticipate, well, you know what, this is going to cause a conflict because I'm on this program and that means that I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't do that. Maybe that's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of conflict. And it wasn't until I started wanting the goal more than I cared about the conflict. Does that make sense? I wanted the goal more than I wanted the conflict. I didn't care about the conflict. I stopped caring about what other people think. I stopped caring about the judgment from others. I stopped caring about how complex it might be. I stopped caring about how my life was going to need to look different than what other people do. And I actually started to embrace it because the thing is, if you do what everybody else does, you're going to get what everybody else has. Does that make sense? If you go with the flow, you're going to be just like everybody else. But if you want an A+ body, if you want A+ results, if you want next level excellence in your life, you have to get comfortable with conflict. You have to get comfortable with complexity. You have to get comfortable with rejection. And once you get to that level of comfort and say, you know what, this is going to be different. My path is different, but you know what, that's exciting to me. Once that starts to excite you, because like it did for me, because that's how you go from ordinary to extraordinary. When you're willing to go above and beyond, when you're willing to be like, you know what, so what if people judge me? So what if there's a conflict? I'm going to overcome those conflicts. And my most successful clients, you guys have probably heard me say this a million times, they are not the clients with the most resources. They are the clients who are the most resourceful, and they're willing to deal with temporary discomfort for the ultimate goal. And this is why you need to get around other goal-driven people, because if you're not around other people who are about finding a way, who are about getting up early, who are about working on their goals, who are about making good choices, you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you ever like hang around certain people and you know that this is going to be the person that you can eat BS with. This is the person that you could do this with, do that with. This is the person that is not going to hold you accountable to your goals, versus the types of people in your circle that would hold you accountable to your goals. And I want you guys to really start thinking about why you are afraid. Why are you afraid? Are you afraid of having to say no to a snack? Are you afraid of having to get up earlier? Are you afraid of being socially isolated? Are you afraid that if you work hard that you're not going to get anywhere? Because all of those things are illusions. They're illusions. They are not real. And I encourage you guys and I invite you guys to change that script today, to set end dates to your goals, to commit yourself to them. And we need to get over these fears at the root. You got to get over these fears at the root. And it never gets easier, my friends. You're never going to be in a state in your life where you're like, okay, everything's calmed down. Now I can work on my goals. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. There's always going to be something happening. So the thing is, you're either going to find a way or you're going to make an excuse. And I know that that can sound really harsh, but some of you guys are just so comfortable making excuses after excuses after excuses after excuses, to the point that you believe your own excuses. And who watching this is like, you know what, Christine, you're right. I am making excuses. This fear is not based on anything in reality. I am holding myself back, and it has to stop. And if you want that to end, I invite you to join the holiday challenge. Today is the last day to get in at the discounted rate of only $99. This holiday challenge goes from the day after Thanksgiving, November 24th through December 23rd. You're going to still be able to enjoy Thanksgiving. You're still going to be able to enjoy Christmas Eve, Christmas, but it's going to give you a concentrated time frame with a set goal end date to really start getting over these fears of failure and moving forward. Because I know for a fact that every single one of you watching this live stream right now is beyond capable. You are beyond capable of dedicating yourself. You are beyond capable of changing your habits. You are beyond capable of being resourceful. You are capable. You can do this. It's just a matter of you moving those projected fears out of the way so that way you can thrive. And I don't know who needs to tell you this. I don't know who you need to be around, but guess what? Actually, you can. The excuses that you tell yourself, the time you say you don't have, the energy you say you don't have, guys, it's never going to get easier. It's only going to get harder. And ladies, tell me I'm wrong. It gets harder and harder to lose weight with every single year as we get older. Tell me I'm wrong. It's not the same as when you were a teenager. It's not the same as when you were in your early 20s. It's just not the same. And because of that, you are going to need to work harder. You are going to need to be dedicated longer. You can't just clean up the way you eat for a couple days, a couple weeks, and then boom, just go back to the same BS. If you want change, you're going to have to make it happen. And I want you all to know that you're capable, that I believe in you, that you are worthy, that you are worth it, and that the only thing stopping you is you. The only thing stopping you is you. I don't know who needs to hear this, but who is sick and tired of being sick and tired? Who is just at that point where you're like, you know what? I am screwing it up on myself. I am letting myself down. I am dropping the ball on me. And you can't blame anybody. You can't blame anybody but yourself. And I'm not asking you guys to be ashamed. I'm not asking you guys to feel guilty. I'm saying, you know what? Let's take action. Let's take action. Let's get over feeling sorry for ourselves. Let's stop talking about all the things you can't do, and let's focus on what you can do. Focus on what you can accomplish. Focus on what you can do today. We need to just flush that toxic headspace that says, well, you know what? If I can't do every single little thing perfect every single day, then you know what? It's not good enough. Guys, that's not true. It's so far from the truth. And you guys, if you don't have a 10 out of 10 day every single day, that doesn't mean you're not going to reach your goals. So guys, I have to jump off. I wanted to encourage you, head over to gagegirltraining.com to join the holiday challenge. It's the last day to get that discounted rate, guys. Be encouraged today. Before you leave this live stream, please give it a thumbs up. Have a good morning, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.